What's going on, guys? First of all, thanks for watching. I know that at some point in this journey in the cold calling industry, guys, you have came across a lot of objections and tough days, tough weeks, tough months. And if you're new, of course, you're facing this a lot. And it has come across your head on why is it that you're not making what others are making, or why you're simply not just making your goal, right? Although there's a lot of reasons why this could be happening. There's a lot of characters, personalities, and whatnot, right? Maybe you're just not fit for this. Which in reality, everybody should, there's everybody can learn this. So I just want to talk about something very important, three important things that I think it's key factors, and that help me out a lot, right? So uh, number one thing that I've noticed is that often when we start, we're focused on the results, right? We're always focused about, how many leads we want, how many appointments we want to schedule, how many sales we want to do. In case you're in sales, we're always focused on that. But we don't invest too much in the process, right? We forget about the process. We simply, okay, yeah, I want to do, 36 appointments, 50 appointments, 70 appointments, because that's what you see the other people do, but you can't crack them. And then it makes you feel bad, the fact that you can't get them. Or maybe you are already reached you had a really good week and you actually made it happen. You were, way above your the goal that you had, or maybe you just simply reached the goal, but you haven't been able to make it again, right? You drop down after making it happen once, and then you start believing, to yourself that this could have been luck, which you could be right on that, right? It could have been luck. But there's little things that you did on that you're not going back to see what is it that you did right. So you must, stop focusing a lot on the result, and you have to, invest more time in the process. What I mean by the process is that there's a there's your daily schedule, and you already know, if you've been, on the phones for a few days, you already know what type of objection stoppers, you already know the rebuttals, or you already know what people are going to say, how they're going to respond, you already know the areas that you're calling, and whatnot, right? So you should have already at this point have a process and how you approach every single one of them. If in case you're not sure of that, I'll be talking about this in the next few videos. Okay, but you must really start enjoying the process of getting better, because let me tell you something. I'm sure, I'm 100% sure, even though that the results may not speak for themselves, but I'm 100% sure that you're better now than what you were when you started, because that happened to me and it happens to everybody. Now, of course, there's some people that will start high, start kick ass on the first couple of weeks, and then they don't know what the heck went wrong, that they're not doing as good as they did before. Probably they should only go back to basics. Now, that does not mean that they're going bad, that they're doing something, that they're not learning. They are, of course, learning. Is only that their drive, their motivation was way higher than what their knowledge was at the time. Therefore, it's hard to control good and bad weeks, right? You're not, it's like you're not under control. It's only your hype. And when you're not hype enough, when you had bad sleep, when you just woke up on the left foot, and you're just going to have a bad day. But when you have knowledge to back that up, when you know your process 100%, when you know already what you're capable of, and you start enjoying the process, eventually there's going to be a result. Okay, so stop worrying about the result right now. You should really just focus in the process. Focus, guys. Just focus on in your calls. Listen to what the objections are. Move quickly through the calls. We're in the era of where people are moving quicker. There's not, people are realizing time is, valuable. So right now we cannot afford to waste people's time. So we got to move quicker, right? You got to approach people quicker. All right. So there's people that we got to do smooth. What I mean by this is that you got to think fast. You got to think like them, so you can, get, reach them the proper way. All right. So, anyways, moving forward, we are going to be talking more about that. If in case you guys requested, by the way, if in case you haven't liked or subscribed, feel free to subscribe. These are one of my first videos I'm launching, and if you want to hit the subscribe button, or share, like it and share it. What I do want is for you guys, in case you guys want a particular topic that you're having issues with, drop down a comment below, and I'll be more than glad to, respond and make a video of it. All right. Anyways, moving on to the second thing that I've, noticing, and this is generally speaking, it happened to me as well, is that you're investing no time whatsoever in your knowledge. All right. You may ask a friend, hey, what are you doing? That helps. It helps. All right. Don't get me wrong. It's going to help you. All right. But you're not the same person. What this person can tell you, what the other agent or your friend can tell you is not the same as if you were to learn it by yourself. It's like when you want to drive somewhere, if you have a car and you want to drive somewhere and you want someone to guide you, or somebody just takes you. It's not the same as you driving the vehicle with no Google Maps on, and then just you'll remember, because you did it yourself. You'll remember the route, right? And rather than somebody taking you, right? It's going to be a lot more complex or difficult for you to remember. That's just like kind of the way I see it, all right, the way I learn. So you're investing no time in your knowledge. And what is this, how is this impacting you? It's going to impact you in a way that you may have a good week. You may have a good day. All right. You may even have a good month. All right. But guess what? When it gets tough and you have a bad day, it turns into a bad week. Sometimes it turns into a bad month. Why is this? Is because those little bumps, are just gonna burn you out, and you're gonna start thinking that it was luck what you did, that you had a good week, but you know nothing about the reason why it went well, right? You Because you don't have any knowledge in the background. You were hyped up, you were motivated. That's it. All right. Homeowners or the person, your prospects, they picked it up. When you call them, they picked it up. They're like, "Yeah, dude, this guy has some really good vibe, the energy, probably the proper words, because you were hyped up and you really believed in your product, even though you knew nothing about it, but you were hyped up and you sounded knowledgeable for the simple reason that you were hyped, right? And when that fades away, then unfortunately the results go down. All right. So my advice to you is to start doing research. All right. That's actually one of the things that made a huge change, along with setting up specific goals, right? Of what I wanted to do and things that I wanted to buy. I actually opened up business. I'm an entrepreneur now, right? And this, I still work. I still have a, full-time jobs, because it gives me the ability to, use this money to invest it into the small businesses that I'm starting up. And, and I love it because I can I can use this knowledge that I'm obtaining over here into my businesses. But anyways, that's not what I'm talking about, right? So investing time in your knowledge, guys. That's something. I know you're already burnt out. I know that you already put on a lot of hours, but if you have a little bit more, 10 minutes, 5 minutes a day, even before the shift starts, guys, watch a YouTube video. All right. Now there's different type of videos that you can watch. You can either watch a motivational one, which I do recommend you, but I recommend you better to watch something that not only pumps you up, but it also feeds your brain. When it comes down to knowledge about your product. Now, I don't know what industry you're on, because I don't know, when are where and where are you watching this video. But if you're in the roofing industry and you're scheduling appointments for roof inspections, then you must know a little bit about roofing. Although when you're trained and hired, they give you a very short limited time training, and you don't there's a lot of things to absorb in so limited time that you don't things just you forget them, right? So I invest time, guys. Watch. If you're doing insurance restoration, you might want to pull out a video. By the way, I'm going to put down some of the videos that help me out. I'm going to put them down there in the description. I'm going to put it down there or up here. I'm going to put them right there so you guys can start watching them. And then again, the time that you have available. Okay, now what is this going to help you? Having knowledge, guys, it's like you're not going to depend on if you're having a good day or a bad day. When you have knowledge, there's no reason why you couldn't get good results. I mean, why? Because the number three that I'm going to explain is going to clear that off. All right, so understand your fucking product, understand it. All right, just know, from A to C. Now, one letter at a time, one number at a time. All right, one step at a time, little by little. All right, repeat it. If you watch one video that grabbed your attention, watch it again next week. All right, I'm sure that you'll learn something new from it. All right, there's videos that I've watched, I don't want to say hundreds of times, but I did watch it at least another 5 or 10 times, even though they're 1 hour long videos, because there's little things that when I used to face these scenarios on the phone calls, which, by the way, I just got off the phones right now. I had a really good day today, made over 6 appointments, which, it ain't bad because that's my standard, but I wanted 10, right? I ended up with 6. Fuck it, right? Anyways, so knowledge, guys. All right, invest time on your knowledge. 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I know you're burnt out. I know you put on long hours already, but instead of being on Facebook, or go on Facebook and on Facebook put the watch a video right there that has, it's related, even though it's not specifically about the cold calling or calls. Let it be about your product, because I'm sure you're going to face one scenario. Okay, so, and that will always feed you, guys. All right, it's going to feed you at least 2 or 3 or 4 appointments a day for sure. If you're good on your knowledge, it's going to feed you. Okay, now, if you're new, I highly encourage you to do this, because there's a lot of people that give up on their first couple of weeks, just like I wanted to do in my first couple of days when I started, because cold calling is, man, it's super hard, right? I'm an albañil. I'm a construction worker here in Mexico for over 10 years, and never hit the phones. And when I hit the phones, it was kind of difficult, right? But I finally got it anyways. All right, product knowledge, know your product. And the number three, all right, number three is that if you're cold calling, understand it's a numbers games. Now, it's going to be contradicting with a lot of opinions that other people have. I'm just giving you my opinion from an agent's perspective that has had really good results. All right, understand it's a numbers game. Okay, and what I mean by this is not just burn numbers. Okay, put effort in every single one of them. Now, you need to recognize the eligibility of each people that hits your phone, that rings your phone. You need to immediately, with their tone of voice, understand if this is the right person you're talking to, right? Maybe you're the wrong person and you got to lower your tone, or up, if this person starts high, we'll start high, and then bring him down to the level that you want and control the call, right? But numbers games, guys, understand it's a numbers game, so you're gonna have a lot of opportunities. All right, but when you don't have the knowledge, right, and you don't have the hype, you're gonna burn those numbers. So regardless of the numbers that hit your phone, you're gonna have very minimum chances. But when you have the knowledge and the hype, you're gonna have a lot more success, because you're hitting the phones. Imagine you starting up a business, right? I don't know, I'm gonna put for example, I opened up a business that it's clothing. I sell clothing for kids, little kids, and so you open up the business but have no clients, right? What is the first thing you do? I mean, you got a good product, but now you need the clients. Now, not everybody, and not every single client or a prospect that comes in your store is going to buy. Not everybody, right? Because they all have different type of, likes or so, and they're not going to buy probably the first product they see. They might have to come in again, right? Or when you have a better product, right? Or maybe just the attention, or maybe you weren't feeling it that day. You didn't offer it correctly. Maybe you didn't hear properly. This guy was looking for an, una talla, and you didn't give him that one, or you didn't offer it. But then next thing you know, oh fuck, you did have it, right? So these are, not everybody's gonna buy. But look, if you take advantage of all of those, every single one that comes in, right? I'm not going to ask you to wear yourself out. Just recognize the eligibility, okay? How are you going to do that? Well, first of all, if you're cold calling, you're taking about 600, 700 to 1,000 calls a day if you're good, right? So don't tell me that you don't have the experience now and you don't have to, you can't recognize tone of voice and tonalities and people that are pissed, fed up, or people that are clueless about what the heck you're doing, right? So you need to recognize the eligibility and understand that it's a numbers game. So if that one didn't work, let it go. Don't let it bug you. Just learn from it, and then get back up on track, right? So this is pretty much it, guys. I'm going to be posting a lot more videos. Sorry to make it a long video. There's just a lot of things to say, a lot of things that come across my mind while I'm taking the calls, and I see a lot of people that are struggling, people in my team, and and of course I know that there's a lot of people out there that because of necessity, they're on the phones, they're taking calls, right? And it's just, if you're already there, well, do the best thing possible, right? Yeah, you can make a really good living. I don't know what company you work for, but if you work for us for marketing store leads, then you're already making really good money, if in case you're good, right? So it's just about maximizing the time that you have available. Before I let you guys go, I do need you to know that it's super important to set your goals, all right? The reason why I like to talk about business, and the reason why I'm an entrepreneur, is because I don't want to slave myself out, on the phones all the time, right? Of course, I do want to add value to the company that I work for while I'm here, right? But at the end of the day, you have to have a vision. You really need to have your mindset of where you want to be, and how big you want to grow. And speaking about business, you're going to need money. So I encourage you guys to, set your goals, what you really want. And if that, what you want, has, a price, it has a money sign to it, then, use this as a tool. Use the current job that you have as a tool, but really put it in front of you. I want you guys to write it down, and really, really work hard for it. I think I have that here, something that I really go by, something very important. That's my daughter right there. So I go by this, um look at this, right? You are not yet who you will become, all right? This is, I just translated to Spanish. It's about this guy called Carlos Munoz. I think it is Carlos Munoz. He's got like, no eres quien vas a llegar a ser. Well, I translated, you are not yet who you will become, because to be honest, for someone like me that comes from nothing, and being able to accomplish financial freedom, it's pretty dope. And I want to share that with you guys, the ones that are willing to come all the way here, 17 minutes now, and still watching this. All right. So if you guys want to, make a change in your lifestyle, if you want to improve it, or you simply want to prove to yourself that you can do this, all right, that this is not bigger than you, all right, and that you want to get better so that you're worth more in the future, all right, then go for it. All right. I'll be talking about more topic scenarios. If there's particular, things that you want me to talk about, feel free to, drop a comment below. If you want to help me share this video, that'll be awesome. That way, we can grow this community, and I can answer and share my thoughts with you guys. Have a good one.